What's happening, family? Hope that you are doing well and that this video finds you in good spirits and that, you're handling your trials and errors the best way you know how until you learn a new way, right? This life is about a lot of things, okay? And unlike a lot of oracles or people who seem to have it all figured out, I will not be one to pretend that I do, or they do even. But I do know that guidance comes when you're seeking it, when you're needing it, even when you feel like it's not happening. It is. It's still happening. You're still receiving guidance. You're still receiving information that is needed. And sometimes things come in, as my kids would call it, a clutch, when you think there's no answer, and then all of a sudden one day you wake up and the email's there, or the Cash App is there, or the word of encouragement is there, or something is there that can lead you into the next steps of the next great thing it is that you are supposed to do, in ways of elevating you into the next chapter or situation in your life, right? And it's not always a permanent thing, you know. We have this thing with time, right? Humans have a big issue with this thing with time. Things aren't coming fast enough. Things didn't happen soon enough. I wish this would have happened then. Or maybe I should have took a left turn when I should have took a right. And in all actuality, you are right where you need to be, because it helps you, repeated cycles help you figure out things about yourself that you have never seen before. Then it's just like one day a light bulb goes off, right? You have the epiphany, you have the intuition nudge, the intuitional nudge that it's like, oh yeah, it's that thing. The passion hits you, right? The drive, the nudge, where you can see all of what needs to be done or wasn't done prior to. And sometimes the signs are there and we ignore them, right? Maybe purposefully or not purposefully, because you haven't been awakened to seeing those types of signs before. And sometimes it's hard to even understand. Like, you want to understand why you're going through a situation and get a solution for it at the same time, right? And because you're so focused on the issue, it's hard to see the solution. So I implore you to focus more on the passion instead of the problem. Okay, Spirit. Focus on the passion more than the problem, so that it can send, the passion will send you off into a space or time or place, so that you can not only overcome, but you can learn, you can progress, you can come to the understanding that it's all part of your natal chart. It's all part of the life that you live out. Maybe you need to look for the inspiration. You are the inspiration. The situation, circumstance, or issue is the inspiration for you to complete your assignment from one chapter into another. You know, when you pass a grade, once you pass, you go into the next level, right? A lot of us have lost our passion, whether it be because of the event that happened in 2019 to 2020, or, you know, because of all the changes that are being made to life and lifestyles, You may have had to take pay cuts. You may have had to move. You may have had to do something drastic in order to obtain the freedom that it is that you seek for yourself, for your life, for your situations, for your circumstances, for your family, for your livelihood. And it can be draining and daunting, right? All of these cards are dark. You know, the passion, the travel, life purpose, they're all in some kind of, they have a shadow or some type of dimness to them, right? There's moons in many of these cards, right? It may happen through a certain moon phase for you, or maybe your moon sign is significant. I mean, they're all dark in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So you may feel like you're in the dark right now. You may feel that the darkness carried from one situation and circumstance to another. But there is always light. There is a glimpse of light in all of these cards. There is a out, if you will. There is an answer. There is a glimmer of hope, as they would say, right? There is a chance, an opposition, an opportunity. Not opposition. Well, that would be opposition, right? Day and night, up and down. There is something going against what it is that either you need to learn or something you're trying to progress into, something that maybe you've never progressed into before. You know, your money's changing for the better, right? And maybe now you're thinking of all of these what ifs. How long will this last, right? It doesn't always have to be you're in a dark place seeking the light. You could be in the light looking at all of the darkness of it, right? You hear these stories of people who gain fame or fortune really quickly, and it's like, oh, you know, they don't really know what to do. Either they don't hire the right lawyers, they don't get the right financial plan together, or they surround themselves with the same people that they were with when they were in the dire energy field, when they were in the, you know, when you're in the desperation of it all, and those same people go into you in your plethora of abundance, and, you know, maybe they're sucking it from you. So, you know, you have to stay grounded, right, and logical in situations and circumstances where you need to figure out if you are fit for a situation that you're trying to go into. And yes, you have to even question the abundance, because you asked for it and now it's here, and then it's like the pressures of that, divvying it out, understanding how to make it grow more, who to have around you, and what type of atmosphere now you need to create for yourself, that things are changing. And it can be hard to do, okay? As someone who has elevated into something, and now you're trying to figure out whether you need a new staff, or you need making sure that you have the things that you need to flourish up further, right? Because the point is to elevate, right? In whatever shape, form, or fashion you think elevation is. Some people truly believe that elevation can be acquiring material gain, right? Some people believe that it's more of a spiritual gain, or both, because I truly believe you can have both, okay, with the right guidance, with the right circle, even when you have to find that circle. Maybe you don't have those type of people around you, and you need to start networking and figuring out where those people are. Okay, and for most of us, it's going to be the internet, especially if you can't move right away, or, you know, center yourself around those people right away. You find some way to do it, right? Some way to feed yourself the things that it is that you need that will help you elevate and grow, as opposed to the things that don't feed you. You have the inspiration, you have the know-how, you have the knowledge. Now it's just about using it. And if you're an overthinker, hello, how are you? Rest, okay? Rest your mind, rest your thoughts. And I don't mean just get sleep. I mean like actually rest your mind, rest your thoughts. You may need to increase your meditation. You may need to increase your prayer time, right? So that you can get the insight needed to make the proper decisions. We're in a year where decision making is important. And I know we want to laugh and we want to enjoy life, but you need to also buckle down and realize that this world is in a transition, whether you are awakened to it or not. It's in a transition, and you are either going to be in the downfall or in the uprising. As they say, choose your player, okay, in the video games. You must know, or at least have an inkling of where that decision lies for you. The universe is making room. Welcome it in and take the opportunities that move you on the inside. You know, I understand you need a job. I understand you need to create income. I understand that people aren't treating people accordingly, which is why you need to make sound decisions for you first, okay? Yes, I know you love that person. Yes, I know you love that job. But if you are scaling in your business and you love that job, you must give that business an opportunity to flourish. So you gotta pick, you know, are you gonna give more time to the business, or, you know, can you go part-time on your job and work your business more? You know, can you take some type of leave of absence and work your business more so you can kind of test the waters? You know, this is information for people who want to transition but not really sure on how to make that happen. Leave of absences, if you have FMLA, you got some PTO time, like take a month, if you can take a month, because 30 days will let you know if your business is really going to do what it's been doing for you. And if it is, then invest in the business that's showing you that it's worth investing in. Invest in the relationship that's showing you it's worth investing in. Pour into the area of life that's showing you that it's worth pouring into. Because 9 times out of 10, it's going to refill your cup back up wherever you pour it. Pour in the love, pour in the time, pour in the energy, pour in the belief that it will work, that it will get better, that it will do better. We have a lot more power than we actually exude or give ourselves credit to have, you know, because humans have an issue with time. It didn't work the last time I did it, or it didn't work the last 30 days, or it was working and then it plateaued or it slowed down for whatever reason. Look into those reasons. Look into those situations and circumstances to where something was flourishing and then it paused or plateaued or stopped giving to you in a way that it used to. Now, there's many reasons why that is. Maybe it's not for you. But the only way for you to know that is to dig into it and see why. Or maybe you know why and you know what needs to be fixed. Put in the time and effort to fix it. Have the conversations. and have them without an expectation of them going wrong. You'd be surprised at what may come out of it. I love you. And, you know, as much of a problem as we have with time, just know that it is actually on your side when you think it's not. It is. And yes, things suck. They do. Situations arise in our lives to suck, and not just to get us to pay attention to it so that we can course correct, but also that we don't repeat cycles. But you have to be paying attention in order to know not to do that. Is it hard? Absolutely. Can it be easier? Yes. It can be. And if you are a person who always sees the dark side of things, you know, try to focus more on the what if it works kind of thing. Like, try to instill more of that as opposed to this is always failing, this never works, it never works for me, it never does this for me. That sounds like a great idea, but you know, I did something similar to this before and blah, 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 blah. Like, stay away from the negative talk while you're trying to come up with solutions, okay? Because it's not, it's good to know, right? You need to know the yin and the yang, right? We have to have the balance. It's good to know that what the opposition could be. But what if something works? What if it gets better? What if it just blows up out of nowhere? Like, yum to the possibilities. Yum to the solutions. Yum to the growth, the prosperity, the abundance, the deliciousness of knowing yourself better, making better decisions, growing, expanding in a way that you believe that you can, could, will. Because you can, you could, and you will. Blessings.